Hey guys, it's Cy'ber. Today I'm going to be reacting maybe 2 videos today, maybe. Unless I have enough time, I might make 2 videos today. Or in the same video, I might watch 2 videos for this video. So, but this video, I'm reacting to llama arts. Wait, this one in the green is the one I'm watching right now. But, yeah, today we're watching llama arts. He hasn't posted in such a long time. Oh my god. But, ow, my head. I have a little bit of a headache, but I'm still gonna make a video for you guys because I'm nice like that. But let's, start the video. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, I just forgot what I was about to say. Never mind, I might think of it later, but, yeah, this is the title of the video, Goddess. Okay, but yeah, let's really start.
Terry wanted nothing to do with the daily hustle and bustle of working in the
Whoa,
city,
hustle bustle.
having to commute early in the morning for a job that was only a half-hour away thanks to the absurd amount of traffic she had to fight through.
Really?
To make matters worse, she was undeniably beautiful, with her shining blue eyes and vibrant red hair that seemed to ignite whenever it went under direct light. In the city, that made her a high-priority target for catcalling and being followed around by less than well-intentioned fellows. Eventually, she could no longer deal with these issues, and so decided to quit her job and do what she loved to do the most: write. Thankfully, she had a sizable amount of money saved up and a good chunk of savings that allowed her to live comfortably for at least a year. In other words, she had 1 year to make it big as a writer, or she was screwed. Not wanting to live in the city anymore, she also moved out into the woods, opting to purchase a relatively
That looks
small
creepy.
and cozy cabin. Her family was understandably upset by this turn of events, but she did not mind their frustrations. What was done, as she told them. The first few weeks out there was a great success for her, at least in her mind. She wrote thousands of words every day for short stories, and
I
even
turned
a
off
big
my
novel she had planned.
I turned off my fan, so maybe you guys can hear the video, because I was watching last video, I could hardly hear the actual video I was watching, ching ching. So, I'm hoping maybe it's my fan that's making it hard to hear, so I'm turning off my fan, and, I'm trying something else, to see if it'll work, and if it doesn't, then I'm sorry, but I don't know what to do. I'll still try to figure it out, but the first thing I'll try is my fan. So, yeah, let's go again. And I realized I have my sound very low on my videos, so maybe if I pitch it up a little bit, maybe you can hear me. So far, I'm going to try the fan and the volume on my phone. And if that doesn't work, then I'll try something else, like headphones or something. But let's start.
In between her writing binges, she would take walks around her property, soaking in the sweet and natural scents that the outside world
Ew,
had
what
to
is
offer,
that?
taking inspiration from the earth around her and the occasional occurrence of a small forest critter that brought her joy. One day, however, when she was on one of her walks and a few miles away from her cabin, she encountered something odd. Beneath one of the pine trails she often frequented was a rather arcane-looking skull that brought
Cool.
her a great deal of concern and confusion. She knelt down to inspect it and cocked an eyebrow as she looked it over. By all
What did he
measurements,
just say?
it looked like a normal skull of a deer, complete with antlers. There were
Amplers?
two odd additions to the skull,
What are amplers?
however. The first was that there were 2 small horns that protruded just a
What was I gonna... Well, oh yeah. So I stopped I ended the recording so I could watch the video of seeing what the sound sounds like, and it sounds okay. Like you could still hear the video, so that's good. But I'm going to restart, or I mean not restart. I'm gonna redo, or I'm gonna press play.
Were two small horns that protruded just above where the forehead would be. And the second was that just below where its eye sockets were another set of eyes that were about the size of a human's. Hoping that it was just some cruel trick or some artistic creation and some abomination, she decided to pick it up and find out for herself. Upon touching the skull, she instantly felt a deep sensation of dread surge throughout her body, making her feel sick. Carrie backed away from it in a hurry and eyed it frightfully as she stumbled to her feet and jogged all the way back to her cabin, all the while trying to ignore the feeling of being watched as she did so. As soon as she arrived home, she slammed the door behind her and locked it. She then closed her blinds and peeked outside through them to try and see if there was actually someone there, or if her mind was just playing tricks on her. When nothing happened after a few minutes, she slumped down onto her couch and sighed in relief, chalking the situation up to just being isolated from others for an extended period of time. That night, as she was writing, she was interrupted by the loud grunting of a deer. She chuckled, thinking it was just some buck making its way through the area. Her hands froze in fear when a cacophony of grunts piped up one after another. Quickly, she turned off all the lights inside, grabbed a knife from the kitchen, and went to the window praying to God that there was just a herd of
Deers sound like that. Sure they do.
deer outside. To her complete and utter dismay, she was wrong. Standing in front of her cabin about 10 yards away stood three individuals wearing
Hey, it's me, my sister, and my mom.
long black cloaks. Adorning
Yep, that looks just like me, my sister, and my mom.
their heads were deer skulls, the same type of deer skull that she had encountered earlier that day. One by one, they made the same grunting sounds from before, only this time they began walking towards the cabin. Understandably freaked out, she grabbed her phone and attempted to call the police.
Of course, there's no service. Every horror film, movie, poem, every horror thing, there always have to be no service.
Tears filled her eyes as she saw no service written across the top of her phone. In frustration,
Why would you throw your phone? That just makes noise. Now they definitely know you're home.
she threw it on the ground and returned to the window to see that they were nearly at her door now, their grunts louder than ever. She screamed at them to go away, that she was armed, and to just leave her alone. After her panic-filled rant, she backed away from the window, shakily holding the knife in her hands. Seconds later, she turned into a sobbing mess as the individuals antagonizing her began knocking on her door.
Please, just go away!
She screamed.
Ew. Ugh. Go away, please. Ew. Fortnite. Okay, sorry about that, guys.
It became louder and more insistent as time went by.
Ew.
Just when she
Voldemort's
thought she couldn't take it anymore, it stopped.
Voldemort's hand.
What?
She asked aloud, surprised that the threat decided to move along. She untensed her body and leaned up against the wall to compose herself. Without warning, a loud metallic clanging sound was heard, and she saw her doorknob stumble out of the door and onto the wooden.
That would be. I'm actually being dead honest. That would be creepy if somebody was banging on your door, and then it stopped, and you just see your doorknob just fall onto the ground. I'm actually being dead serious. That would freak me out.
Floor below. Slowly, her door creaked open, and in stepped the tallest of the three masked individuals. Even with his face obscured, she could see how distorted and disfigured his features were beneath the skull.
Stop! Please leave! Don't make me use this!
Carrie shouted
Nobody says that. Don't make me use this. Then I'll make you use it. Oh.
as she raised the knife back up and aimed it towards him. He did not.
What do you mean aimed it? Like she's gonna shoot the knife? Like, is she gonna, like, use the knife as a gun?
Nothing but stand silently and outstretched his arms as though he were a saint posing for a painting. In defiance, Carrie screamed and charged toward the man, knife poised to pierce his chest. Quicker than the wind, he swatted her hand to the side
Sucker.
and followed up with a power punch to her gut, winding her in the process.
What is this, anime? Like, what the heck?
She collapsed limply into his arms, heaving and gasping for air. Chair. She heard him command the other two, who rushed into the cabin. Taking a chair from her dining table, they set it in the middle of the room, and Carrie was gingerly seated in it. Defenseless and weak, she whispered for them to take whatever they
Ew.
wanted, but to just leave her alone as they proceeded to strap her down with twine. The goddess despises material goods. Divinity has no such need for such petty items. What she seeks is beauty, and the ability to create beauty. You're a writer, yes. Surely you know what I mean.
How do you know I'm a writer?
Because the goddess led you to us, my dear.
I don't understand.
Carrie muttered as she looked between the three men. Sculptures, paintings, pottery, buildings.
I thought the middle guy was the tallest one. Why are they the same size?
Books, shrines, all created with the arms of talented individuals. You should feel blessed. Carrie squinted her eyes at him, completely bewildered at the situation.
Why are you here?
She says you have lovely arms, Carrie.
What? Huh?
Excuse me?
Yeah,
Tears
exactly.
returned
What?
to her eyes as her stomach sank. So much potential not yet used. This is what she desires, and you have exactly that. He walked behind Carrie and placed his hands on her shoulders, and with bony fingers ran them up and down her arms. Carrie shuddered and swallowed hard.
You don't have to do this.
Carrie whimpered.
Why she sounds so calm? You don't have to do this. Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't have to do this. Come on, boys.
I'm sorry, child. I weep for you. Truly, I do. His grip tightened around her shoulders. His finger
Ew, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why do they only have 4 fingers? What the heck?
was digging into her skin and drawing blood. Screamed in pain. But just think, you're going to be part of something so undeniably beautiful that this pain will become something to rejoice about. Upon realizing what was going to happen to her, Carrie's eyes widened and she thrashed around, begging and pleading to be let go. But all of those pleas fell upon the ears of men deaf to her plight. Fellow her plight. Detective Holt walked under the yellow tape that surrounded the cabin of Carrie Wilkins and went straight inside. In the center of the room sat the woman in question. He shook his head and did his best not to vomit at what he saw. A ring of leaves surrounded the chair that Carrie sat in, and a crown of twigs and flowers adorned her bloodied head. Her mouth was agape, with a few berries
Ew.
resting upon her tongue. Worst of all, her arms had been
Oh, what the heck?
surgically removed, and pools of blood bathed the leaves below from her still leaking arms. Holt exited the cabin, loosened the tie to his suit in frustration, and scratched his rugged graying beard. As he contemplated where to go from that disturbing sight, he was approached by an officer.
Detective Holt, as I'm sure you're aware, the victim was found early this morning due to her parents making a surprise visit and found her in that state.
Do you have any news for me? Or are you just repeating to me verbally the messed up shit I just saw? The young woman cleared her throat and apologized.
This was found on the table next to the victim.
She handed Holt a folded piece of paper that had a crudely drawn skull and blood on it. It read as follows. The time for the goddess to awaken has come. With her arms she crafts, but what use are arms without eyes, which wish to see her own creations? Cultists. Holt grunted as he peered back inside at the mutilated woman.
What do we do, sir?
Drink. It's gonna be a long day.
Okay. That was the end of the video. I don't know if I'm gonna make a other video in this video. I'm sorry, but I'm most likely not going to because the video's already kind of long. So, yeah. Well, I'll check if there's a short video we can watch real quick, but I might just have to only post like one video in this video. So, yeah. I'm gonna go check real quick. Okay, I think this is enough time to make a video real quick. So yeah, let's watch this real quick. This title or this video we're watching is a terrifying morning jog story. It's still by, oh ew, what is this? It's still by Llama Arts. So yeah.
Before heading to my local community college for classes, I
5
like to wake
o'clock.
up at around 5 in the morning for a brisk morning jog. It helps clear my head and definitely helps wake me up so I can focus in class. When I first started doing this, it was a huge hassle, but over time I grew accustomed to it, and it's now a highlight of my day. However, as time went on, I found myself becoming quite uncomfortable. Not in a physical sense, but more so it was like my fight or flight instincts began kicking in seemingly at random. I'd whip my head around to see if anybody was following me or even peeking at me through the wooded park in which I ran, but couldn't see anybody. It didn't help that it was dark either, so even if there was somebody creeping in the dark, there was no way I could tell. As an extra precaution, I started carrying around some pepper spray in order to fend off any would-be attackers. But as time went on and that eerie sensation occurred more and more, I just couldn't bring myself to run anymore. A friend of mine, Daniel, a self-proclaimed runner himself, told me that I shouldn't worry about it. He said that the mind plays tricks on oneself when it can't see things clearly, especially in the dark. After being reassured by him, I decided to give jogging another go. So, today, like any other day, I slapped on some black leggings, tied my hair up in a ponytail, put on my kicks, and set my music volume to full blast and headed out the door. I felt fantastic at first and was loving the cool breeze and crisp morning air. But then, about halfway into my jog, a tall and hooded figure stepped out onto the path in front of me. Quickly, I pulled out my pepper spray and yelled at the person to leave me alone. The person quickly pulled down their hood, revealing themselves to be Daniel. I sighed with relief.
Oh, what the ew. Ew, her face. Um I bet he's gonna be like a killer or something.
As he approached and laughed at how funny it was that we ran the same path. I expressed to him that I felt safer knowing he was around. Daniel, however, stepped a little too close and gave a crooked smile. He said that of course I was safe with him, as apparently I had been safe with him for weeks. The realization of what he meant quickly dawned on me as his hands began to creep their way around my waist. I screamed at him to let
What the heck was that face? Ow, 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 ow. Ow, that hurt.
me go and prepared to spray him, but he slapped it out of my hand and proceeded to grab my throat. With strained screams, I
How big is his hand? What the heck? Ew. Or how skinny? Okay, how big is his hand, or how big is his? Oh my God, how big is his hand, or how big is her neck? Like, or skinny her neck is like. What the heck?
begged him to let me go and for someone to help me. He yelled at me and tightened his grip, asking why I wasn't thankful for his watchful eyes for the past several weeks. I was stunned at the complete personality change from the once gentle friend I knew. Pretty soon, I started to black out and grow weak. But just before passing out, I could hear the sounds of dogs barking and an older man screaming.
Oh, for some reason, I just thought of this. But I told you he was gonna be a killer, or at least trying to kill her. I meant.
For Daniel to let me go. In a panic, he released me and ran back into the woods. I gasped for air before I began sobbing as the man escorted me out of the park and brought me straight to the police station. And despite my fears and reservations, I told them everything I knew about
Ew, what was wrong with that flag?
Daniel, or what I thought I knew, and what he had
What's on that wanted list thingy? Ew.
done to me. They immediately sent a patrol car out and told me that everything would be okay. The next day, I heard Daniel never showed up to class. He had been arrested several hours later after I left the police station and confessed to everything with a disgusting amount of self-righteousness. He was recorded as saying, "She needed me. Only I can protect her." Who knows what could have been hiding in those woods? It took me a while to feel comfortable going back to school, and even then my trust in people was never the same again. I guess even the ones you were close to can snap, just like that, at any time.
Okay, so guys, I had enough time to watch 2 videos today. So I think it was I think one of them was Arms for a Goddess, I think. And then this one's a terrifying morning jog story, or a terrifying morning jog. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'd really appreciate it if you leave a like, subscribe, click the notification bell, and I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to my first channel, Cyber, and I'd really appreciate it if you go subscribe to my sister's channel, Crazy Kitty, and I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to Llama Arts. And yeah, so have a great day, and Cybercat is out.